Warning. You are about to watch a program that is setting the standard for YouTube content. We don't charge for access, we don't sell account reviews, and we don't pass the bill to you. YouTube is free, Discord is free, and that's exactly how it should be. Time to level up.
You're watching pressure, not panic, not chaos, just pressure. Because strength doesn't need to shout to be real. Becoming confident, convinced this space should crack. That numbers and noise will be enough, and the first attacks hit the wall the way they always do. But every unit they send, every strike they commit, it isn't breaking anything, it's feeding it. You can see the moment it sets in, when confidence turns into hesitation. So they push harder, more attacks, more resources, more effort stacked on top of bad math. Fires don't start here, they start on the way out. Because this wall wasn't built for highlights, it was built for endurance. Wave after wave, the result stays the same. Because defense here isn't passive, it's patient. This is what happens when pressure meets structure, when noise meets restraint, when ego meets a wall that doesn't care. Welcome to WWC Live.
What up, folks? Welcome into the WWC unofficial QB18 here on a beautiful Monday. Fantastic Monday. Countdown has begun. We are waiting for that Saturday Warzone duel. And you guys know around here, love a good Warzone duel. Oh, man, it's so much fun. Best part of the game, really. Like, just the best part of the game. Been playing this game for, what are we at today? What are we at today? Oh, gotta have my little AP17. Let's see. 961 days. And I can tell you, 961 days, Warzone Duel is my favorite event. Hands down. Just not close. Just not close. So, let's saying that, we got that coming up on Saturday, and very excited about that. So we get an update. I know I saw a few people on Discord, somebody in the comments too on the video, they want to see more of the updates as far as the progression for Invasion Rights, where those fall and how we're doing there, and how that's weighing between 118 and 96. So we will look at that too. We'll dive into the Invasion Rights. Let's see. Okay. We got Cero in today. Very excited. Always have Cero in to bring us the latest on his season, where he is in the game, what's going on there. We have Tech Day. Not often are we here talking about Tech Day, but you know what? Today, can't wait. We'll be diving into it, a little deep dive in Tech Day with Cero. See how he does. We do got to visit Carlie. Right, we had an update on Carlie. Biff talked about it. Let's talk about where our place is in Carlie, what they're doing with the game there, what's going on. While we dive into Warzone Duel, let's talk about how important invasion rights are. Do they even matter? Does it matter? Is it overrated, or does it make a difference? Let's dive into the strategies involved with that, and let's talk to the people, because that's what matters around here. Oh man, rare form today. Just in a good effing mood, man. What up, Beck? Good people's right there. What up? Hey, one of the good guys right there. Ant, leader of the North 670. Ant's going to be on the show coming up too, probably sometime right after our Warzone duel finishes. We're going to deep dive in with Ant on how you actually build a server successfully and how he did it. So that's exciting to have him in. WWCer for a long time. Good to have you in. Segi, my man. What's going on? Oh, Tanky. We got love for Tanky. We got maybe not as much love as usual this week, but all good, Tanky. All good, Tanky. You're good people. Ray Rod, what up? Welcome in. Chicken Charlie. Good to have you in. Woo! What do we say? That's it. Woo is for the children. What up? Woo. Good having you in. Good having you in. Beck. Shout out to 118 for Beck. Get him on in here. What up, buddy? Mr. Fletcher unofficial. Oh no, it's very clear. Don't mince words there. Ant. Warzone will be extremely fun to see. Yes, it will. Will! Speaking of, there he is. Love it. Brother Will, shout out to 588. Good man right there. Good man. My brother. Forget about the men now. Nah, my brother. BP. Black Panther in the house. Black Panther in the house. You know we love it. You love it too. Tries to be all high, not say a lot of stuff or whatever. Let me tell you something. Nothing gets Panther going in the morning like a little Warzone duel. Smelling that napalm on the battlefield. Get Panther all riled up. Oh man, this is good stuff. Good fun. Danny, what's up? Welcome in. From the brink, shout out to 920. I guess 920 is here. Good stuff. We will wait for Cero. I don't know what Cero is going to be. Let's see. Shout out to Cero and see. Get Kim off. Get things soda. We got 3v3 we got to get into too. We have a live world boss going on. So you guys wanted more insight into what's going on during the Warzone duel. So we will get into Invasion Rights. But you know what we'll also do? We'll take a live look into coming up on the 6 o'clock hour. We got 50 more minutes into World Boss. So here's a peek in what is going on today for you guys with World Boss. Here we are. And this is where it's at. 42-23 to 42-60 with 50 minutes left. What do you think? Actually, I lied. 48 minutes. 48 minutes. So we'll see. Got to get after it. You don't get your hits in. Get your hits in. Make it happen. Get out there, folks. Would be the difference. Did Black Panther hit already? Did he hit? He must not. If he hit, then we probably have the lead. I don't know what he's doing. Too many 96 rats. What? What 96 rats? What are you worried about, buddy? What are you worried about? Oh, kumbaya up in the air. Let them all come up in here. I like it. What up, Woo? What do you got? Never see hits that high. Oh yeah, the hits that high. Yeah. That's yep. That's what I'm talking about. You think I was in that video? You think I was lying? I mean, that's what it looks like when 140 million squad starts hitting a thing. Oh, tanky. Yeah, good stuff. So we got that going on. Streck. Shout out to 999. Good stuff. Interesting. While I'm waiting for Cero to get, let me see what Cero said. While I'm waiting for Cero to come up. So in the YouTube comments, somebody said with a video like, "Oh, hey, go look out at 1945 if you want to see." I don't know if that was like go see somebody like really strong or something in 1945. So I looked. I went on, and I went on to the one of the sites, let's say, that has all the rankings, and I looked at 1945. And I saw they had a couple big people. And I also saw in comments like, the people that were starting the game, they were getting very strong, right? Like there's, I think TJ loves to whip around how, there's people that are 60 million squad and, all this stuff and whatever. He left a comment. Listen, and saying how the older servers just are impressive. It makes us look not impressive. First of all, you should respect your elders because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the early servers. So, have a little bit of respect, sir, to those that have served the game before you. I mean, give me a break. Just like it is today. Crazy shit. And then, second of all, there's a couple things that I feel about people that are really big that are on these early servers. Like, let's say 1900, right? So the people that are big that spent like crazy, that came VIP 18 real early and dumped a shit ton of money and looking incredibly huge. That's awesome. Like, you're outpacing everybody, no doubt. But two things happen. Number one, the game stopped you in your tracks with the spending. That was number one. It just was like, okay, you want to keep buying, then we're just going to do this. And it really just stopped everybody in its tracks, right? But it's another thing when somebody's not, you could be as impressive as you want with somebody who's playing in 1900s right now. Let me tell you, somebody that we talk about, like even on 96, when you talk about like Stickman or all these people that are 140 million, there is a big difference between somebody who just spent a shit ton of money and became real strong and somebody who's actually played the game for almost 3 years. I can't tell you how many people we've seen come and go that were incredibly strong early on. Incredibly strong. We've seen them quit. We've seen bases just die out in the battlefield and nobody do anything with them. They just die and rot away. We see these big old bases sell to other people who don't have the money to keep them up, and then they just ride it out. We've seen a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So you start the game, you see a few bases, and then you think you know it all. I'm just telling you, we've seen some shit in our days to know that it takes a lot more to keep the pace and play the game, not from a money perspective, just play the game for that long a period. Because especially when you're stronger, you better keep yourself into it. You better keep yourself interested. Because you can beat everybody, you might get bored. You better find yourself and get your interest, because there's tons of people who just get bored with the game. Life moves on. Shit happens. People have babies and move into houses. They get wives. They just got divorced. They were single. They had plenty of time in their hands. Nothing going on, right? No pun intended. And then, they had nothing going on. Then all of a sudden they get married and their wife's like, what's that corny ass game you're playing? Come over here, honey. And then next thing you know, that person's not showing up for war anymore. He's like, you know what? I think I'll be selling my account. And then that big old base you were bragging about, guess what? No longer with that big old wallet. But now they don't even have the big wallet anymore. It doesn't matter, because now you're just kind of even things out. So it's going to be very interesting. I can tell you right now, if you're sitting over there and, on any of these newer servers and you're sitting with combat boost at, 150 or something crazy, 200, you know how long it's going to take now to get to like 900 boost? Boy, I hope you got that done, because that's going to be a long time coming. And let me tell you, wait until they cut glittering T11s, because that's coming. Don't think that's not right around the corner for all you peoples. That's coming in soon. T11's going to get cut. You saw, so I'll let you in on a little secret too. So one thing we didn't discuss on the game, because we didn't want to highlight it and we didn't want to show it off, because it was one place that we were kept moving up and buying and spending money on, and that's the combat boost. So there was a thing when you can do the combat boost, and then after you did it, you hit quick add, and it actually bought you into a place that you could buy combat boost. And it's allowed me personally, I've gotten up to 717. I was just spending. Some people just were dumping in and like dumping hundreds, and all that money that they took away from the events, the thousands. Yeah, they were just throwing those thousands right into the combat boost, throwing it up to 900, because now you can only spend $15 a day on it. So at the pace that you're going now, people are never going to get to 900. People that wanted to dump like 10K into it and just push to 900 or 15K, listen, it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be years to try to get 900 at this pace. So that was one of the places that they finally went after an attack that we weren't bringing up. Us spenders weren't bringing up on purpose. We were kind of keeping it buried, and we were like, we didn't want to shout from the rooftops about it. But I can tell you what, another thing, yeah, these T11s, I know what's happening. Glittering, they're coming for it. It's just a matter of time. People think I'm kidding, but I'm telling you, anything that you can throw and improve, like, you know, hundreds of dollars at a clip, yeah, they're coming for it. So good luck. Good luck trying to get it. You've seen what they did with the bond badges. That's going to take you forever to get through the bond rating. It's going to take you forever to get through the drone. I wouldn't be surprised if they go after the drone chips and go after the material, the gold material, and slow your chips way down. I'm not talking about slowing the chips down on, like, sure, you think they went after the spenders and through like with because of the daily and the weekly. You think that's going after the no. Going after the chips is going after the material. That's where the chips are really getting done, folks. So I'm waiting for that to come too. That's the other shoe to drop. I mean, oh God, who gives a shit at this point? I can tell you what, I don't care. Like, everybody thinks it's going to be a big deal, but for me personally, I like playing the game. So I'll be here. Like, just because I can't spend the money anymore, guys, I was dropping boatloads of money. You know? Sure. Okay. And now I'm not, because the game has changed and they're going in a different direction as far as that goes. I don't care. I'm crying about it. It's all good. We save a bunch of money and still play the same game that I love. It's all good. I'm not going to cry about that. You know what I mean? But the drone, the drone XP? You talking about the combat boost? What are you talking about, the drone XP? You must be talking about the combat boost. I don't know what drone XP you're talking about. Are you talking about the drone experience, the battle data? Tanky says, can only buy 5, 10. Oh, yeah. We're talking about the same thing, Tanky. Talking about the same thing, the combat boost. Yeah, I know. We've kept it quiet for a while, but they came after. We knew they were going to come after. It was just a matter of time. Just a matter if you wanted to up 6K on it right now or not. But whatever. They came after it. They'll come after the next option. And that's what I'm saying. Though, right? Like, they're going to keep coming after it. So all the people out in these newer servers that are like, oh, yeah, look how strong I am, this or whatever. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get stronger when you don't have the options. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what, they've mauled Bounty Hunter. Holy shit. I mean, this latest cut for Bounty Hunter, I can tell you for spenders, oh my God, guys, they gutted it. Like, they've gutted it for anybody who's a spender. I'll let you in, pull the curtain back a little bit for you. It's like, holy shit. I mean, they completely dropped it now. They went and got rid of now they got this. They made this 60 now, so it's like $5 for every time you hit up the Wandering Merchant. So you can only get 60. Basically, you can launch like 6 of these a day. You can get 360. And then the bullets, I don't know, you have to wait for the refresh. I bought them all out, but I think I have 300 left for today. But because I just wait, like, there's no use in using all the bullets right away, because I just wait for the bullets to launch the Wandering Merchant, so I'll just wait it out. But you can launch about six a day. So yeah, it's going to be difficult to hit these. I'm focused on to see and tell you if it made a difference for me. I'll be honest, I'm waiting to see if it will or it won't. So things that I would buy that are my go-tos. I get all the training certificates from Bounty Hunter, so that would be another 1,000. And I would like to get at least these drone parts now, which is 2,200. So that's 3,200. I'd like to get another 3,200. I already bought the bond rating, the bond badges. That's 20. So I would at least like to get these two cleaned out. So we'll see if I can achieve that or not this week. Don't know. And then, I also, from time to time, will hit up some speed ups, which in here, which is another 1,000. I do like to clean up the speed ups whenever I can here. And then also in glittering, there's speed ups. I think it's glitter. I think it's glittering. Yeah, pretty sure. So I hit up the speed ups too. If I can get them, can never get enough days, especially with the seasons coming up and trying to get all these speed ups used. So I'll try to hit that up, but yeah, I don't know. And people are going to have to make a choice, because I know people love to come to Bounty and get Valor, but the Valor is 5,000. I think those days are long gone. Like, you're going to have to be done with training certificates. You're going to have to be done with drone parts. And here's the thing about the drone parts that we know. I mean, pushing up your drone once you get past 250, for all those that are like, climbing the mountain to get to 200, right? That's a lot too. You got a lot of drone parts to get to 200. Then once you get to 200, it's that slow climb to 250. And I mean, I can tell you right now, even where I am, I'm at 246 right now. And you're looking at 280 a pop, right? So 1,400 per. So that's 1,400 a level and that you're going to have to do. So, and then it goes up from there once you climb to 250. So there's a good portion of the stronger people at this point that have hit that 250 mark for a while. You guys know I've been shy about that. I like not hitting that 250 mark early. I'd recommend for all you, even you spend, you don't have my choice now anyway, but even you spenders, I really recommend your climb up to the top with a lot of the stuff that you need to work on, whether it be bounty and your skill chips and your T11s and your tactical, like whatever you're spending money on. If I were you, I would slow roll the drone levels after 200 to get to 250, because it gets you a lot of rewards really quick. So sometimes I'm not on the game all the time. I might be working, I might be out, I might be doing stuff. And when I hit the arms race, if I don't have time to do it with stamina, I can always just upgrade my drone once. I can just hit the button one time and I get my arms race done. Also, if you hit the level, if you just hit it twice, if you just hit the upgrade button twice on your drone, you basically get all of your season points. So right now, if I just hit that upgrade button twice and use my drone parts, all my versus is done for the day. Now, there's a huge advantage to that because you struggle getting your points sometimes, whether it be a time commitment, whether it be just trying to conserve a lot of your things. For all those that are saving to go to the next server, if you're saving all of your things, I'd recommend just use that. And if because when I dropped and was going all the way down from gold to purple, what I tried to do was still hit versus every single day. I hit my 7.2 million. And I could tell you a quick way to hit that 7.2 million without using a lot, without lifting up your power a lot, is just tapping that drone. Just upgrading it. Just hit it like once or twice, and you get all your versus points, and you camp everything else out, and you just store it. So it's a quick way. When you rush to 250, the only advantage of rushing to 250, you get a tiny power bump. It's not really that much, and you guys have seen I've constantly beaten people that are above 250. But you do get the 5% death rate, so that is a good bump. And then you also start conserving those drone parts, because trying to get above 250 is a bitch. You have to save so many drone parts. So there is that part of it that you're able to conserve drone parts and really stock up on them over a long period of time. So, there's that advantage to it. But I just feel the game is more leisurely when you're kind of slowly upgrading that drone to hit all the things like versus and arm races that come with additional rewards for those things. So that's what I like to do myself for drone day. But anyway, so they really gutted this event as a whole, though. I can tell you, I mean, taking away the amount of options to buy the drone, the bounty bullets, and then on top of that, they've knocked down Wandering Merchant twice now. The first time and then the second time. I'm actually shocked that they did it a second time. And you guys know, like, I'm all the spending. Okay, I get it. But I was shocked that they took this thing down a second time. It was kind of wild. Because I guess people were getting too many. I guess they were still able to buy stuff out. I don't know. I don't know what the real concern was to buy it out, to have people like trying to scrape barrels to get anything out of here, but obviously there was a problem. They wanted to cut it some more. So There you go. They did. They certainly did. I don't think really, I've talked about this, and 1800 is really the target. Reaching this would be very easy. I've already gotten 740. I did that yesterday. So if you're spending, it's really just a cakewalk to get there. But listen, I also understand if you're spending, if you want to continue to use them all and try to get all the way to 5, at this point, you know, they're cutting a lot of the spending options. I'm sure you have plenty in your budget. If you're dead set on using your money for the game and you don't want to go get yourself a bottle of whiskey instead, there's ways you can still spend your money in the game. It's just worth spent, to be honest with you. Like, that's my biggest thing about this game, guys, from a spender perspective, is like, I'm not so addicted to this game that I have to keep spending no matter what they make these prices, because it starts to become where you're not getting your money's worth. Like, what you were spending and what you were getting before versus what's coming now, it's got to set you off at some point to be like, you're addicted to spending, that you just want to buy shit and spend the money. Like, you know, and I get it if you got it. I'm not in your pocket telling you how to spend, but at the same time, for me, it's the same thing with Valor. I have principles that I'll stand on as far as where I'm going to spend the money at this point, and it's not like they're going to come out with something silly and, you know, I'm just going to spend on it just to spend. You know, that won't happen. Now, I've said this before. We are addicted. Us spenders are addicted to the point that if they came out with a toilet and you had to buy, you know, shit to put in the toilet, and it gave good power bump, and it gave like a 5% hero bump. Listen, there's not a single power person that wouldn't have a big old dirty toilet sitting in the middle of their base. That's just the truth. We'd spend hundreds on that shitty toilet. That's just, I tell you what, you go on and ask any spender you want and tell them, hey, listen, you got a 5% health point bonus coming if you put that shitty toilet in there. watch how many bases have that shitty toilet. So, you know, I don't want to get it screwed up that if there's something for a lot of power, people will buy it. But this is the same power as it was before. They're just offering you worse value for it. And yeah, at some point you got to draw a line. Say, all right, listen, not that important for me. Okay. This Cero, I'm going to do this damn show without Cero. I can tell you that. Cero's not coming. Let's check in on the world boss. I told you guys we had 50 minutes. We're down to 30 minutes. Where are we at? And it looks like, 96 extended the lead. Looks like 60. 28 minutes to go. 28 minutes to go. So we'll watch this. I'll show you the finals of this, and then we can look in on the rest of it. But there's no doubt. See, I told you, Tanky would definitely buy the toilet. I told you. I told you he would. Okay. Let's move right along with 3v3. Let's talk a little bit. Wait until world boss to get into that. I'm gonna go from a topic perspective. So tech. Let's talk about tech real quick. Do a little dabble into our tech of where we are right now. So one of the things you newer folks should really reap in from us senior citizens playing the game. We've been around for so long at this point that you don't have to rush any of your non-Valor tech. As you can see, everything that I have at this point is completed, except for the truck. And a quick note, so we don't have to touch on this again. Please don't do this for your trucks. It is a giant waste of Valor. It's 19,000, which is a ton of Valor. And really, it's capping your hits. Now, let's talk about that for a second, okay? Let's talk about capping your hits. Guys, how many times do you look at your battle report and the first or second person that wanted to get through your wall or your truck just burn the shit out of you? Right? They just burn the shit out of you. So why spend to cap that out instead of 3 times to unlimited when the first person and second people are already burning your trucks? You're going to use $19,000 for what? For what? It just doesn't make sense. So please just leave this undone and don't waste the valor on it, because 99% of you are not getting any use out of it. I know you think you are, but you're not. So just kind of watch that and like your plunders and how people are just burning your shit no matter what. All right. So don't do it. Don't do it. No peace of mind, Noodle. Not $19,000 is way too much for peace of mind. No, wrong price. Wrong price for peace of mind. No, take that 19,000 and put it elsewhere. You can't, and people can't sit there and tell me the way that I say do 180. You're like, oh no, I can't. I gotta save all my valor and do 40-40 because I gotta get into tactical immediately. Oh yeah? Well, I hope you didn't use 19,000 on this, because holy shit, are you wasting that out? It's just not gonna be worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it yet. And that's a horrible advice from TJ to get versus points by putting them into this thing right here. Ultimate guard. Not gonna happen. Not worth it. I encourage all my opponents to spend night. Yeah. Noodle says, all your opponents, go ahead. all his opponents, buy it. Buy it. Yeah, QB will be your neighborhood friendly guy and tell you not to buy it as much as you want to listen to Noodle's advice. Oh man, just stay away from that. Everything else is legit. Everything else in here is legit. As well as Alliance Duel. Please make sure you're all completing this ASAP when you're getting to that done to get your maximum Alliance Duel points. But honestly, yeah, there's no need to rush through your non-valor tech. There's no need to spend money on speed ups. There's no need to spend money on resources to get all that stuff. Do your collection, go slow, learn from everybody who's already done this in front of you, that the tech's going nowhere right now, and you have plenty of time to complete this stuff. So you can, leave it for when you need it, get stuff going and whatever. Clearly, the issue is the Valor items and everything within Valor for you to complete. So stay away from that. Stay away from rushing that non-Valor tech. And by the way, I'll tell you one more while you're on here. Oh, there's Cero. I'll tell you one other one to stay away from. Overall, by the way, I mean, very few people, unless you really are looking to spend money or you need like a couple additional things. I'm just going to tell you this one. Stay the F away from Squad 3 if you can. I mean, guys, just stay away. You know how I dealt with Squad 3, to be honest with you? And I still, even after completing it, I still haven't fixed my front pads. I have my teams lined up so that my fourth team has always been on my third pad. So even if I had a fourth team, I put them on the third pad. And I put my third team on my fourth pad. So I've never had an issue with having to force that third, used to be third garage. No, it's the third. It used to be garages, believe it or not. Now they're squads. But not that the garages made any sense. Anyway, when we first started playing the game, believe me, we were all confused with what the hell a garage was. So we used to see it on here and go, what the hell is the garage? Where am I doing that? You know what I mean? TJ, I honestly don't believe that you love us. Honestly, but you're welcome to stay. I don't mind your criticism and whatever, but you're one of those guys that tell some woman, you're like, oh, you're ugly and you're fat, but listen, I love you to death. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I just tell people what the stuff that I know, bro. If you don't want, bro, here's what's amazing, TJ. There's so many options out on YouTube, bro. You can listen to whoever you want. You don't like the subjects, you don't like the videos, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you trying us out. Peace out. Like, it's all good, bro. I'm good. I'll try to survive, man. Try to survive without you. But otherwise, like, if it's not good value for you to listen, I don't know why you would listen. It makes no sense to me. Like, move about. You're like those people in the Last Word Discord that I see, like, that yell and complain, just want to yell and complain all the time. Like, dude, just change the channel. You're like the people who write the FCC because they don't like the violence on TV. Just change the channel, bro. Move along your business. Yeah, so I would say absolutely avoid the third. That's what I would say. I would say, like, don't touch this thing. Just move on past it. If you need to and you have it sitting there, you can always just, like, chip away. If it's like an emergency fund for you, then you're going in good. So, like, I would say just leave this be and move along. Yeah, everything else. Cero, you're up in here. You ready, bro? You ready, mommy? All right. Let me get Cero in here. Let me get Cero up in here. Cero. Oh, I got you. Okay. Right there. Let me get. Oh, what the hell happened? Move that too. All right, Cero, I think you're in, brother.
I'm all good. Hey, what's up, man?
You're all good. You're all good. What's going on, man? Checking in. Watching. We were watching the World Boss Contest here, and oh, will you look at that? Will you look at that? Look at it, Cero. Will you just look at it?
Let's take a look here.
Just look at it.
Okay, nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Man, that's amazing. Look at that. So
90.
you're coming up on 4.3 versus 4. Almost 4.7. That's
So
awesome.
we were just losing. It was just 42.86 to 42.20, I think. 4,200.
Damn. Nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 18 minutes to go. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, nice. This has been really cool to watch because both servers are established, right? I mean, you get this far by winning your matches through here, but I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to come down to ultimately who has the better strategy for making the most use of all of their active players.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's just so much fun, man. You know, when you've been playing 3 years, you had like this grouping of servers, right? As you go, and now that like you've separated the servers, for me personally, I'm so excited to be in with the OGs too. I just love like being in, you know, playing with those folks. So yeah, a lot of fun.
It's a whole different vibe too. Like I was talking to some friends from MMT on 1415, and they're getting ready to prep for season 5, and they're looking at the lands and whiskey and map and trains and gold. And they're saying, yeah, I was looking at the old Warzone Wrecking Crew videos talking about season 5 and everything that goes into it. And there's like, it's different. And I'm like, yeah, it's a whole new world. You guys are going through the seasons now in a way that even I didn't go through them, because everything that you have available to you today, you have the arms race swap, you have the reduced buying, you have the free weekly passes. Like, there's stuff that you have in your hands that we didn't have at that time. So I don't know. It's really cool to see just how all these servers have evolved.
So what's let me get your I didn't have your stats up. Hold on. Let me get your what's your server, sir?
Server is 1048.
1048. And then what's your team?
XLOK.
Slock.
Yep.
What's your power?
I'm rocking a 194.
Scream it from the rooftops.
194, people.
194.
Live the dream.
All right, I like it. I like it. So, and you're going into season 6 now?
Yeah. We're about a month out from season 6, and so, I put out my prep mails. I've been telling people, here's what you got to save, bank your skill medals so you can max out your awaken skill.
Mm-hmm.
It was really helpful, honestly. One of the things I was looking at was when you were talking about your awaken heroes, right? Yep. Talking about how main team 4 stars, no problem. That was a no-brainer. But what's really interesting is saying, look at my account, look at the progress I make, look at the investments I've made, and I still can't get 4 stars on team 2, let alone 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. You got to be more judicious with how you're using it, and that really helps kind of focus people in on how they should be treating the awakening as it's coming into seasons.
Yeah, it really, for me, it's take away, and not that some of this can't change. Like, they look at us sometimes and they make things easier, right? As they move across, to say, oh, that's too hard to get the awakening and moving it across. So, for example, right now I have on Hero Day, I will move Tesla's awakening to 5 stars. So I finally have enough to move him to 5 stars. But yeah, across the board, like for these heroes, even to use that, you can repurpose, and I could probably get a 3rd star, maybe on Diva, over here, and start heading towards a 4 instead of doing a 5. There was just need to make a decision to know how many of those shards you're actually going to come across, because you can't buy them, and if you're not, I'm 91 million hero power. So if you're not as strong as me, you're not going to be able to do anything with where if you see people who are getting them, they're getting them because they were strong and able to get them in Global Expedition, but also in the Champions Duel. Mm-hmm. There's so many available in the Champions Duel. But here's the thing. If you're not strong enough to be in the Champions Duel and make it far, you're not going to get them there either. So
that's true.
So anybody who just is kind of like in that mid range, where that low spender range, mid spender range, you're going to come up short and you're going to be limited. So you just have to kind of think about how you're going to use it. I would also say, Cero, what I've found for myself is if I had to do this again, and when I do get to do it in season 7, I won't spend them immediately just for the season 7 power bump. I'm going to take it all in. I'm going to take all my shards, and we're breaking, right? Like, when we get them dropped on us, you don't know anything. You don't know how strong they are. You don't know, you're barely looking at the skills to figure out what the skills are. So I don't want to just dive in and waste them on a hero that turns out to not be worth it, right? So who is it? And like I've said, we've seen this over and over again with exclusive weapons. So, not all exclusive weapons are created equal. So
no, they're not.
They're not. So
and here's the thing. Now that you're with the OGs and you're in that server range, really, pretty much, I can confidently say, the entire game has eyes on what you guys are doing now going into season 7, because season 7 is make or break for Murphy. It's make or break for Carlie. Lord help us if she finally turns it around. Like, here's the thing. Look. It's like, baby, don't hurt me no more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for them to break my heart. But God, it's just, I really hope that they come through for us on Carlie, because Lord knows that, that one-eyed pirate chick or whatever she is has been suffering and getting dragged through the mud this whole time.
Yeah, it is. It's a rough road for her. it's been
Yeah.
it's been a rough road. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? And I mean, so the exclusive weapon, like the skill, right, for like the pebble.
Mhm.
So and uh, people shit on it and act like, oh, it didn't do anything. Baby steps. It did something, right? So it made her it made her be able to cast her spell without dying. Her skill without dying, right? So, and that was the biggest problem, is like, boy, Carlie's really useless unless she dies. So okay, so now she can use it. I think the fight, what are you looking at, like probably like 17 seconds or something, and then she fires off the skill.
Yep.
And she helped a little bit, where instead of aimlessly hitting only like a back row, you now can do damage to a front row hero. Now, that was the skill they gave to, was it Kim? Who'd they give it to and take it away? Was it Kim or Diva?
I want to say it was Diva.
Diva,
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it was Diva, and then they took it away. So there's got to be something to it, but it's an answer to some of those like front squad lineups where nothing can touch the front squad. It gives a little bit of a hit to the front row, at least, because it's if it's the highest attacker, if it's the highest attack there. So, but I mean, like, I'm trying and I'm grasping at straws here, Cero. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough to make a huge argument for Carlie.
Because
But
here's the thing, right? To me, it's like air is defined by a couple different things. Good shields, you got good mitigation, good energy damage reduction. But the main thing is you're rolling the dice, whether you get lucky on the Skylar stuns, whether you get lucky on the correct timing of your tactic skills, whether you have Diva surviving the second tactic skill, so you have damage to chew through the gorilla and everything on the third tactics. You're rolling the dice when it comes to air. It's not the highest damage output like missile, and they're not sitting there taking it on the chin like tank. If you get lucky with the stuns, if you get the right amount of damage mitigation or damage reduction from the enemy so that Skylar lands the perfect stun, that's when it all comes together, and then you happen to win that one fight. It's that consistency that people are looking for. That's what I guess you would want out of Carlie's kit, from all the different changes and all the different updates that they've made to her. And I think it's a step in the right direction that she doesn't have to die as a tank in order to get her job done. So that was a good move on their part. Now they just kind of need to get it across the line. They need to make it so that we aren't even thinking, like, Murphy and Air shouldn't even be a question. It should be a no-brainer, like deciding that Diva is going to be an Air or Lucius is going to be an Air. Not because they're the best hero, but because they have the best kit to support the rest of the Air team, the rest of the squad. And what do? They support each other with shields. They support each other by redirecting damage. They support each other by increasing buffs, increasing attack speed, multiplying attack speed. You look at Diva's Awakening skill. It specifically throws her up in the air, multiplies attack speed by the number of heroes that she has. So that's where the opportunity is in specializing the Air team Awakening skills. If that's how you want it to work, if the idea is the more air you have, the better, then freaking make it worth our while. Make it so that we can survive a tactics that the whole reason we're using Murphy in air is because he gives you the best you can do to survive a physical damage tactics during your most vulnerable window when the enemy's casting the tactics. What does Murphy do? He throws up his mitigation. You get, he can eat chunks of damage and he can get you hardier and reduce damage taken during the tactics. That's just such a good basic, tank defensive hero skill. I mean, it's tough for Carlie to compete. So where she has the opportunity to compete is really to multiply what makes air teams better. And what makes air teams better is that they synergize with each other to create stun opportunities, improve attack speed, and the shield and defenses is like that's what's unique to air teams.
Yeah, I think when you speak consistency, that's the problem with air. I think it's the consistency. Like if you're looking for consistency, you're not going to find with air because the stun is so important. Like you see what happens with stun. To be honest, all of them have some kind of variability, right? Like I mean, you think about missile has crit rate that's up and down. Tank squad. It really depends where Marshall lands. So Marshall ends up attacking Adam. All of a sudden it evens the fight, right? I just had this with compliance. We were looking at that and like it was a rough battle. They were really close. He's like, wow, look at that. And I'm like, yeah, well, when Marshall lands against Adam, that's what's going to happen. So you have these differences, but I will say nothing is more frustrating to me than the air team. It's just so goddamn frustrating with the stun. It's just so reliant on stuns. So
Yep.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's a great point you bring up that the awakening coming. Man, has there been a more important like skill, like exclusive skill or special skill ever in this game than what's about to happen with the awakening for Carlie?
Honestly,
I mean, really.
Okay, here's the thing. That's 100% going to be the single most impactful decision because it's going to shape. You got to think about it. It shapes not only how we're going to play the Awakening through season 7, 8, 9, 10, going into the next year of the game, right? Not only does it shape what you're going to play, how I'm going to play, it shapes what people starting the game today are going to do. You're going to see guides coming out based on Carlie's Awakening that are going to say, yeah, skip this air hero. Skip them in season 2. Don't worry about it. Focus on Murphy, and you're going to see people picking up Murphy in air squads season 1, season 2, and that's just going to be how the game is played if that's what happens, right? If they fumble the ball on Carlie and it's not significant enough that, free-to-play players, even spenders who their spending has been limited, they've been kneecapped in terms of how much they can invest, in terms of exclusives, Gorilla, you name it, they've pulled the rug out from under you. You have to make long-term decisions now on how you're going to use your limited resources for the maximum impact. And if what we determine, the guidance that we put together now, and really it's just going to be your practical experience and every other early server player, what you guys go through and what your experiences are with Carlie and Murphy and everything else, that's really what's going to make all the difference. That's what's going to make all the difference.
I just think right now, isn't that the advice anyway, though? Like, they've already dropped the ball on Carlie. Like, if you're starting out in your air anyway, isn't it just turn to Murphy? Like, just start it early. Because you're just going to ride that out. I mean, you're going to ride it out with 4+1 in season 4 and season 5.
Yep.
And then you're still arguably going to ride it out even in season 6. I mean, there's an argument to be made. The only argument to be made right now, even with the Carlie versus Murphy argument, is it just weakens your tank team by taking Murphy away. So if you're using all three teams, you're seeing a lot of 5 air because people are trying to make their tank as strong as possible. And I'm looking to do the mixed squads on tank and then do them also on missile. It's just the problem is you just you constantly are taken away from one. But right now, if you're building your squads and you're air early on, you're going heavy Murphy. You're seeing like you just said it, right? So now the question is going to be like, is it just are you going to make her really, especially for free to play? because that's who it is, right? Like I just said, the high spenders are really that are, when I say high spenders, I mean like mid high spenders, right? If you're way high up, if you're like 140 million, it doesn't really matter. Like, how do you know
Yeah.
anyway? Like, who are you hitting that you're like, oh, thank God I had Murphy in there? You know what I mean? Like, oh, geez, I just wouldn't have beat him if I didn't. Like, no, I mean, it's like, if you're high spenders and you're on the cusp, you just got maybe like your third master, you got a decent tactical, and you're looking to use all three teams, then you're probably using 5-air. You're probably going, because to keep your tank strong, you want Murphy in there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the free play light spenders who aren't using that third team, if you got that tank team tucked away, yeah, you're just listen, you're riding the Adam Scarlet train for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That's true.
Murphy's out, Murphy's in air, Carlie's just gone, and you're just riding the Adam Scarlet train. So yeah, either way, it's going to be interesting to watch to see if they at least do the decent thing for Carlie. Carlie's parents are anxiously awaiting.
I think she has a wonderful personality, guys. Trust me.
Yeah, she does. Oh, you'll love her. You'll
great. Love her.
All right, so next up, let's take a look at how we finished. 6 o'clock exactly. I don't know what the air. Did we miss it? Probably missed it. 0-0. There we go. 47-59, 42-9, 47-59 to 42-94. Cero.
Nice.
118.
Wow. That is not. I mean, that's not subtle. I've had margins where we win by 1 or 2 billion going into these seasons. That is a good old fashioned country ass whooping.
Good. And so that brings us to talk about invasion rights. I know a bunch of people were asking me, and we saw there was somebody on YouTube too left the comments that wanted to see what the Warzone duel rankings were to look at the invasion rights and do the tracking. So this is where we are right now with invasion rights. So Let me get that up. So right now we are 1.735 to 1.429 after, what's that, like 2 days, I guess, a little over 2 days.
Damn.
That's where we're at right now.
Not bad at all.
Nope.
Not bad at all. And here's the part I love about this, all right? Yes. The way you earn that lead isn't by getting carried by a top alliance or a top player or someone doing all the heavy lifting. They took the top spot in maximum damage, but the fact that you ran a train on them otherwise going down the line just speaks to the fact that you have a server who's committed. I mean, just look at your truck points, right? Look at how different it is just making sure that you do something as simple as making sure you're looting the right trucks. Making sure, I mean, Versus and MVP are tied neck and neck. Your arms race, what are your arms race points?
Yep, 6.
You can see basically, yeah, I mean, you can see where basically what's happening is your server is rallying together and acting like they actually want to win this thing as opposed to people not putting in the effort. And you look at what you're doing. I mean, just seriously, just on the fact that you're coming so far ahead on truck and arms race, just goes to show that people are actually putting in the effort. They're motivated to get the invasion rights. They're motivated to get the win. And quite frankly, even if you are a low activity player, even if you're like, this is my 17th account and I have a HQ 27 base, what can I do to contribute for my Warzone in this, my 17th alt, right? Like, that's what you do. You loot your trucks, you win your arms race, you play smart. And then when it comes to DS and on Fridays, you make the decision, you make the call. Number of alliances times 2, because you got 2 DSs per day for the number of points that you need. If it's close, winning DS makes the difference. But if you're getting to day 5, you're getting to the last day, day 4, I guess, of earning your invasion rights, and you continue to build on this, 300,000 point lead. By the time you get to DS, it'll be settled business.
Yeah, I think so. And one of the things when you look at the history of how this really transpired, for wanted boss. It was another thing that used to be worth way more points if you won wanted boss.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember where it really was. Was it? It was like way back in the day, wasn't it? Like 400 or 5, like it was worth like a lot of points back in the
Oh
day,
yeah.
like every day it was done. And then they slowly, I think they knocked it down a couple times. They reduced it before they settled on right now the 150. But it
Yeah.
used to be even higher. It used to like almost decide the damn invasion rates, because somebody could take that and make a huge chunk of how that's done. So then you think about, so getting into invasion rights, like what does it mean, right? Like what does it matter to have invasion rights? Do you care even as a server? Like you're saying, we care, everybody's trying, like, whatever, both sides want it. So does it really make a difference when it comes to invasion rights, and what is the difference that it's making? So what do you think, Cyril?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for me is the fact that it opens up that additional capital buff. Just the fact that you have an additional queue that has the increased build speed, the increased tech speed. I mean, thank goodness that now we have the arms race switch where you can change your arm race around and juggle it around. It's not quite as brutal having to wait that thing. But having the additional administrative commander buff, I find pretty consistently is a huge improvement. We make a big deal out of saying, hey, you're going to win. We're going to get the invasion rights. You're engineering in the offseason like you should. So this is the opportunity then to get your resourcing in place, get your builds in place, so that way you can make the most out of it once you get into the season. Just the fact that you get an additional line so people aren't having to settle for taking the VP and, dealing with the 25% buff for build and 25 for construction, or 20%. I forget exactly what it is. It's just worse all around. The fact that you get that additional slot is great. It's huge. The fact that you can get that additional buff is a big deal. The increases you get in the other buffs, it's nice. Like interior goes up 50%. So okay, so you get 5 or 6 or 7% more buffs. You get 10% more on build, 10% more on construction, all of which are great, all of which are nice. But for me, the main benefit is that you get the additional slot, and quite frankly, when you win your invasion rights, everyone on your server subsequently is going to have a much easier time getting their points on that kill day. So if you have additional counts, additional bases, maybe folks that it was during the day so they couldn't make it and had to come to work, it's so much easier to get your points because you go into the perimeter, you start ashing a bunch of empty bases, and you make sure you get your boxes in case you weren't able to participate. It's better to participate. It's better to show up and be a part of the team. But hey, life happens, right? This is a game. I get it. And so if you get those invasion rights, it makes it a bit easier if you miss the fight in the morning to come back and get your boxes.
Yeah, no, I think that's good perspective. I think that's good. I think that's a couple of reasons, because for me, there's a different reason that I think it's important. I think two things stick out to me as far as the war goes for invasion that are kind of a perk that you enjoy. One being that the other server can't come to your server and destroy bases before the war for that 12-hour period of time, or whatever it ends up being, like 10-hour period of time, whatever it is, before the war. It's really big because you could have a lot of bases that are unshielded. You could have a lot of bases that are exposed out there. And when you have obviously when you're in the finals, the team you're facing is a really strong server, then they're going to have really strong bases no matter what happens. Now, you can do things like make deals maybe with your current versus opponent. And you could say, hey, we're both in Warzone duels. No, we're not going to do kill event until after Warzone duel. Are you guys good with that? You good? Yeah, we're good with that. And you can actually limit the amount of exposure during kill event that your server has to people burning bases. And it's a lot easier to protect when you only have a few people attacking your server instead of just like hundreds swarming in from the other server that are determined to take away troops. Now, a lot of the troops they're able to take are from those people that you're counting on from being in there early. Nothing will discourage somebody if they're a white seat or a low blue seat from being at the war, then coming on they forgot to shield, and now their drill grounds is empty.
Oh yeah.
And now they're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I can't even participate. Even though, by the way, that means nothing for your participation. You don't have to have a single troop on your base in order for you to participate. You just get in the mud and get in everybody's way. Just get in everybody's way.
Yep.
Not to mention, if you're an engineer, you can shield on the sidelines and clear bases. You can clean the ruins. You can clean ruins. You can go out there with one troop and just clean the ruins. Do whatever you need to. So anything you're out there cleaning ruins or just putting your base in the way to get smacked and using the other server's time to clear you out is useful for your server. So don't ever think that you're useless, because you're not. You're not. And so, but a lot of times people they'll get discouraged. They'll say, oh my God, we got wrecked. Our alliance got wrecked. We got zeroed out and stuff like that. So that's one. And number two, you actually get to return the favor because you can do that to the other server instead. You actually could do what I just said to that server. You could do the other server where you're able to invade them if you want. If you want to invade them and you want to go in, or you just want to stand steadfast and save your troops, whatever you want to do, that kind of gets into my second point of War Day, which is you control the game plan. You control necessarily, like, when are you showing up? When are you going to be? What are you going to do? Like that's kind of up to you, right? When you're in from an invasion perspective. So it's really a whole different game when you are defending, because you really don't know when the other side is coming. You don't know when they want to get in the mud, how early they're going to get in the mud. You have to just guess, and play around and guess with it a little bit. And you don't know when they're going to come all night long. They could be over burning bases on your server. When those big guns are sleeping and whatever, other people are still on the server just burning away, right? Like all night long, they could be there. So yeah, there's many different perks to me for invasion. Now, I'm just going to give you a flip side of this. Defense. You can have an advantage to defense if you strategically have a way to play defense where you're strong enough and you can get in the mud whenever the hell you want, and you're like, I don't care, let's fight early, and you're prepared for that style of play where you're like, I'm gonna make this a mud fight like way earlier, and it's gonna be my defensive strategy is to just like drag it out. You can certainly do that. You can pull them in because you can also own that mud early on and be ready for an early dogfight if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I think
honestly, some of the best fights that we've had have been where we were on defense. We set up all of the people around the perimeter, and then me and a couple buddies would deliberately get in the mud, and we would be around our cannon, around our capital at the time of reset, and just saying like, yes, please come sit on my face. But the entire point really is that we're baiting them out there because we want the fight, we want the scrap. I have a full hospital, I have a drill ground, I have the speed ups that I know that I can pull all those things in, because what ends up happening is you become the lightning rod, you become the magnet. Every invader, every versus opponent, everyone there who's ready for a fight, who's ready for a scrap, if they see you parked in the mud and you're not a particularly super strong fight, they're going to come fight and you're going to have a good time. As long as you're managing your hospital, you're using your speed ups correctly, you're prepared to rebuild for the next day, you're effectively buying time for the rest of the server and anyone who may have been caught unaware, caught unprepared, and you're buying time for the rest of the server to negotiate the kind of things that happen at reset when someone maybe they lost their phone, maybe they're on an iPhone and it's last Friday and the game decides no thanks, right? It buys you the time to be able to set yourselves up correctly, and in as much as you're able to control that pace.
Yeah, no doubt. Completely agree. So yeah, love me some Warzone Duel, man. Love me some Warzone Duel. Hey Billy, thank you, brother. You've done so much for us. You really don't have to do anything more, man. I appreciate you. I really do. You don't have to, this guy. What's up with this guy, Cero? I mean, he's really good to the WWC, man.
He's good people, that Billy. I don't care what they say about him.
He really is. He really is. Good night, man. Thank you. So anyway, so that is it. Oh, greetings, server 200. Wow, now you're getting into strength too, right there. What up, suspect? 200 is very strong. You know about this 200?
No.
You don't?
Tell me about 200.
200 is over here with suspect. They're definitely one of, if not the strongest team in the game. They have ULT, the Ultimate Alliance over there. His name. They're
Nice.
ULT. We faced them in Desert Storm, Canyon. I don't know if we played them in Canyon. I don't remember playing them in Canyon. I know we played them in Desert Storm. Very difficult to beat. Very difficult to beat. They have an amazing VIP 18 over there. Deadlights. Very, really strong. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah. Very good fighter. Fun team. Good peoples. They're good peoples over there. So, I certainly support them. They're good. So they actually have a big fight. I think I could be wrong, but aren't they fighting Justin? I think they're fighting Justin's server.
Wow.
ULT. Yeah. I think they're a big fight. I'll be damned if I remember what the hell Justin's server is. It's like 263. Does anybody remember? You guys are way better off than me. I'm so lost when it gets to the Justin service. Like 234 to 20 maybe.
Too damn strong. That's what it is.
I'll just keep throwing out numbers until I get it. Oh, I wasn't far off. It's 263. Maybe I said
nice.
That. Maybe I didn't. But
Beckett coming in clutch. Thank you, Miss Beck. Appreciate it.
Yeah. They're good. They're good people. Yeah. I haven't seen anything negative. I think he's a great representative of VIP 18 Beck Deadlights. You try to find people that are like Deadlights, people that are willing to give experience, willing to talk, willing to help out the rest of the community and the rest of the players and their knowledge and what they have. And Deadlights is certainly one of those guys. So yeah, much love to them and ULT. I just think they do everything right. And they're incredible fighters. They're friggin' fun to match. Listen, it's one of those things that respect goes around the board. Like, you just meet people that are good fighters and you just have fun, and win or lose. It doesn't really matter. You rather win more than you lose, but you enjoy it. You just respect the hell out of people that are great like that. And 200's up there. So 200. Yeah. No kidding. Strong, active, 100%. You're welcome, suspect. I just call him like I see him, my man. I call him like I see him. You good peeps, man. You're good peeps. And 200 versus 260. I thought so. See, you're fighting Justin. So good luck. Best of luck out there. I know very little. I've seen a few of these fights with Justin and then that other guy that they have, War God or War Lord, whatever the hell his name is. He's another VIP 18 that kind of gets. He's like, is he one of the most overshadowed people in the game? Like, he's got Justin on his server. You know what I mean? Like, if that guy was on any other server or team, everybody would be talking about him. But he's just buried under Justin. So it's just funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Nothing about it. So every time I tune in to see a Justify, I always see that guy fighting, and he's incredibly strong. And you're like, oh yeah, they also have that guy, and you just forget. He kind of gets lost in the shuffle because nobody ever. I don't know what his name is. It's War something. I see what I mean. Already, it's like disrespectful for me not to even know the guy's name because he's incredibly strong. But it is what it is. But you never hear anybody going like, "Oh, that's War." That's War guy. It's like server. It's like, no, it's just Justin server. It is what it is. Getting overshadowed.
Yep.
So
there's I know a lot gets said about video games and esports and all those things, but for me, like the analogy would be like, who was Michael Schumacher's co-driver in Formula One? The man dominated the sport for years, and he had some co-drivers, but unless you really follow the sport, you don't really know who Michael Schumacher's second drivers were. Like nobody's gonna remember. Oh yeah, I remember Eddie Irving. Who exactly? That's the problem being on Justin's server. You've got a monolith living in the same corner as you, and no matter what you do, you're always just going to get lumped in and paired. But you know what? I bet those guys have an incredible working relationship, and it's not about the ego, and it's not about the name recognition. It's about putting those W's on the board. Am I right?
Yes, 100%. See, his THP, Becca's saying his THP is 552 million. And he seems small compared to Justin 658, but he doesn't seem. I mean, he seems small compared. He doesn't though to me. When you say 552, nothing about that seems small to me.
Not even remotely.
You know what I mean? Like I don't care. It's kind of like 96. Like 96 has Stickman, and Stickman is whatever 611 million or something, right? And then you look at Abria, who's like 550 million or 550. That's not small. It's just because the other guy is, you know, it doesn't make the other person small. Like it's just they're just so big. It's crazy. Whose server is all 200 million, by the way? This is Gus said their top 200 is over 200 million, which is incredibly impressive. Jeez. Who is that? Who's he talking about? Is he talking about 200 or 263? Because that's a crazy number. That's a crazy number. Yeah.
Like I think my top 20 starts to barely scrape along 200. Probably 195. I think is about where my 20th ranked person is, and that's 20, not 200. That's 20.
But you're way in front of, like, you're talking. You're 1,000.
I know. Yeah, so, I know.
You know what I mean? Like you're like. That's what I mean. They say, you know, newer server, older server. Like, it's just, yeah, it just seems like you're 1,048. It's wild. You're just starting, you know, season 6 and going for,
yep.
Okay, 263. He's saying 263's entire servers over 200. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty good. Pretty good. They're not. I have to believe they're not that far in front of us. Oh wait, Gus said 200. Who knows what they're talking about? The chat's gotten out of control. It's up. Hey, what up, Amit? So the entire server 200 million is pretty cool. I don't think they're that far. There's that big of a difference between the number of days that we've played.
That's cool.
I could probably see it on the coordinates list. I think they were putting something together. If you go to coordinates list and check it out.
Let's give that a once over here.
I'm gonna go check it out. I think Ducky was working on something and she had the days, like where they start. Yeah. It's right here where they started. So if you look at when I started, 72 was what day? No, that's not the. Let's see if the zone scoring. Tell how old it is. Grouping. It has the date updated. I thought there was some day I thought they had. Oh, yes, right here. Okay, they have a server availability one, and so the creation date was for 72 was December 2023.
Nice. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Captain Hedgehog's got it on his site too. He's got a server tool that you can look up when servers began.
I don't know how accurate that is or whatever, but if you go all the way down and look, so you think that's December, right? So now if you look at where those guys are, they're January. So it's a month difference between us.
Not bad at all.
No, that's what I mean. It's you know, everybody is very close in regards to that, and then you start you don't get in like way differences, I think, until like even you, like how old, let's see what your server is. What do you 1048? Let's see how
Yeah,
accurate is it?
my original server was 10.7, 1007.
But okay, your original server that you came in, and that was October 2024. That sound right?
Yep, that sounds right.
All right, so that's like a year after we started.
God, a year.
Yeah.
I'm averaging about 2 million power a month. So a year from now, I'm at 65 now. Let's figure
Yeah.
48 more. Yeah. Yeah, a year makes a massive difference.
But you're already only one season behind us. You've caught up to
Yeah,
like 3 months. So they've
which
gotten
is
the
crazy.
well, I mean, it's strategic for the game. It's strategic because they can start like if people start dropping off, selling, and servers start getting closed, they can just take from the next server range and just start expanding. They're not that far away as they continue to catch people up. So whenever they need to catch people up, they just give us an extra couple week break. They let you keep playing. They start us, you catch up to us, just like that. They make your off season shorter. They can keep it whenever they want. So they can constantly expand these servers however they want. They have that all locked in that game plan. But when you start looking at some of these other servers, and that's why I say these servers that just started playing, when you get into like the 1500s and stuff, those servers are barely a year old.
Damn.
Yeah, and so they were they were strong. That top end strength was strong, but they cut the spending. So now it's going to be interesting to watch them like slowly gain strength. Like they're used to being able to gain strength like crazy in buckets of power. But as they continue to cut a lot of this stuff, you just can't gain at the same speed that you could before. So
Yeah.
it's like those top end guys are always going to be there. But that separation that are in some of those servers is going to be so huge for a long time because they're
Yeah.
not going to be able to catch up. But it definitely makes it better for the newer servers. So I think it all works out in the end. But hey, what up? All the smoke, you know this guy? 1048, all the smoke.
Oh, that's my brother right there.
Oh
My
yeah?
brother for none of the mother. Yep.
There you go. Well, good man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, all the smoke. Smoke.
Yep. And he means it too, my man.
He wants all the smoke.
All the smoke.
Yeah.
Every day fade. Never duck a fade.
Okay. Let's see. Who do we got? Let me see what we got on the agenda. We touched on we touched on the war zone, we touched on invasion, we touched on Carlie. We are coming in. I gotta do 3v3. I did not do my 3v3.
Nope. Gotta grab those in.
I gotta start that going. You have 3v3 going over there?
I got the mix and match one. What do we call it? Storm Arena. I think that's the one I've got up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, three. Yeah. No, I've got 3v3. Yep.
Oh, okay.
3v3. What's interesting about this one is that the entire strategy around this one, right, is you get your points, get your attacks, whatever. You kind of float through. And then the entire plan is save up your revenge attacks so that on the last day you can just burn diamonds and get easy wins. But I think enough people have been playing long enough that your top 50, your top 100 players are all following that strategy. So you kind of got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, mix it up. And so you got somebody M now too. You got M up in here? MQ? You know MQ?
Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. My queen, welcome.
It's Queen. You hearing this? Wow.
That's what MQ stands for. I'm pretty convinced that's what it stands for anyway.
Huh. All right.
She might disagree. I kid. These are I love these people.
Well, good that they love you too. Good that they love you as well. All right. 3v3. Oh God. It's I'll tell you though, I more like here we go again because it's such a tough tough trek through this grouping, but we shall make it. I do love 3v3. Ultimately, from an event perspective, it stood the test of time. It's a good exercise. Allows you to mix your troops up. You get attacked by people. You can mix your defense up. It is a good benefit to the game. So I 100% approve of the event. So it's arena that they have to fix. Really.
I like that you get so many attacks. Like with 30 attacks, you can, get your 5 wins or whatever it is to get your daily honor points. But then after that, it's a good sandbox to just beat yourself up against people that you might not otherwise win against. And it's low risk. There's some real stakes, right? Yes, you can drop in rank, but you have so many attacks. And with 2 weeks that the entire ranked season runs for, you can just throw yourself at people and just test things and see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, listen, you have to you have to make the best out of the time that you have with 3v3 and use it to your advantage to test out and fight these people. Here's the thing that I've said over and over again over time. What this event really does is this event is a preview of the battlefield. The game has shown you this is the way you need to fight in the battlefield, and maybe you haven't gotten there yet. I know it's taken us to season 5, season 6 to get to that point of the game to really see it on the battlefield. But now it is 100% out there. When we are fighting, everybody's looking. Oh, who hit me? What did they hit me? Oh, I'm going to put my overlord over here. Then I'm going to switch my wall. I'm going to switch my teams. This is just common practice at this point. And the 3v3 has just trained us. We don't even realize it, right? We're like Pavlonian dogs now. It's like we just oh shit, I got to counter that. You've just learned, you've played this so much that finally your teams start to become strong enough where you can actually do it. That was really the thing, is you could know it all along. If you have 2 shitty teams in your wall, if you only have a tank team and your missile and your air suck, you can know to the end of the earth and go, oh shit, they just attacked me with my air. Let me use my missile. Oh, that's right, my missile sucks. There's nothing little you can do about it. Right? So it takes development of the game and actually getting your team strong enough to be able to do something about it. And most of you aren't there yet, and that's fine. Just it's more seeing a preview of what will happen, and that's what I told you. Like it's really going to start to become, for a lot of people, as we move the next chapter of this game and we get stronger, that second team becomes so crucial for you. It's so critical to start using your resources and using them wisely as you raise up on your second team. Don't even pay attention to that third team. Say it over and over again. Going to be the same thing. You're not going to use it. Cero, at this level, you're at the start of season 6. You're moving up in the world. Where are you with getting a second and third team?
Yeah, so here's where I'm sitting. My second team is my clear workhorse, because when I'm fighting SVS, when I'm doing Gold Vein, whatever, main team is on the wall, just keeping me in one piece. It's the second team that's going out and hitting players. I've gotten their exclusive weapons up. They're all exclusive weapon 10. And 10 is safe enough. It only sets me back 1 week, to get a hero from baseline to about 10. So it's not a huge investment of time to get 5 heroes set up, especially been playing, almost 2 years? 5 weeks in the span of 2 years is not a huge investment. What it does is it allows me to focus on my biggest counter, the people that are most likely to get me. Missile is a good secondary team. Any of these is a good secondary team. But what it does is it allows me to plan to have my exclusive weapons mapped out on my max team, on my first team. And close to season 7, I have to believe that even free-to-play casual players will have full 30 exclusive weapons on that primary team. And by then, all yellow blueprints will be done, and you're just sitting waiting on reds. All of your skills will be done. Your exclusive weapons will be 30. You'll have enough skills so that when a new awakening for your main squad comes out, you'll be able to level up your new awakened skill up to max. So realistically, I'm getting to the point in the game where that second team is really putting in work, and I'm seriously planning on, okay, when do I start giving them blueprints? When do I start giving them more exclusives? When do I start giving them even red gear? Which, I mean, it's going to be a while before I think about using red prints on the second team. I think that's the true, that's just the case for everyone now, especially since they're kind of pacing how many red prints you get. But hey, maybe in season 7 they do what they did in season 6 and they just give out more red prints and continue to make them more accessible, especially since it seems like they've dialed back on the holiday events. So, I mean, I can only imagine that, particularly going into next year, which for me would be finishing out year 2, going into year 3 of the game. Everyone at just about every spend level is going to be at the point where Team 2 investment is going to start mattering and start becoming a priority.
Yeah, 100%. It's incredibly important to do, and I think that people are so programmed to think that was the future that they tone it out like, oh, that's not, that's not me. Team 2 isn't me, like, right. But it is, like, it's getting to that level where it's really becoming the point of, and the game just changes. Like the stuff that you're talking about, when you can get a second team that's out there fighting because your first team is holding your base and you can actually fight. It's just a different game. It just becomes more, more fun to know that, hey, just because you're out there fighting doesn't mean your base has to get burned. You can actually protect it and fight at the same time. That's fun.
Yeah, and I mean, it's such a fun part of the game too. One of the things that I will record, or sometimes I'll share with my alliance, is I'll demonstrate how to juggle players and how to juggle enemies on your wall. And they say, look, I'm going to show you this battle report. This enemy has me beat by 5 million power. This one has me beat by 6 million. This one has me beat by 8 million, whatever it is. But they're still bouncing off my wall, and I show them what the hospital strategy is. I show them how I'm healing. I show them how I picked the tech that reduces the death rate, how I leveled up my wall, how I invested in defense fortification. It's like, look, the only thing I'm having to invest is healing time. It is 4 times cheaper, 4 times faster to heal a troop than it is to train it. It's always going to be a better investment to heal troops and to keep your troops alive than it is to have to train them raw from scratch. So just focus on your hospitals, focus on your defenses, focus on your, making sure that you have a drill ground enough, that your ICU is big enough, that you're being smart about knowing when to run and when to go. But having the depth of a second team that just genuinely can do some work and put some effort in, it makes all the difference. Because yeah, you might not be in a position where you can break past the wall of someone that has 3-4 teams that are much stronger than you. But if you're sitting there and they're burning their attacks and they're doing the slow march back home, guess what? Your allies, your friends, your buddies. I got smoke coming in behind me, holding my 6 down. My buddy Stone, I got MQ. All these folks are coming in. They see that I've got someone bigger bouncing off my walls, and they're going to come back and light his ass up. Like, that's what it's about. It's about seeing where you create those opportunities, where you can bring your allies in, where you can work as a team, and just remember that this is a team game. This is a team sport, right? You've got a crew, you've got an alliance. There's 100 people in an alliance. You can't think in a one-player mentality when you're fighting multiple opponents, multiple people on the field. And every game mode that matters is going to be your team versus the enemy team. No one does it alone. So it's really, really good to think and plan about, what can I do to help my team? What can I do to be impactful? This past weekend, we had Gold Vein War, and out of all the different regions on the map, we completely held our building and completely held our own, despite the fact that we were grossly overpowered, grossly outnumbered. And it's entirely because we had engineers out there putting in the work. We had people garrisoning allies. People using fireworks as a flare. If you had a strong player drop in next to you, you can drop a firework, say, hey, I need help. I need big guns, back me up here. And they would throw up the firework as a flare, and we all drop in, and the crew circles up, and we knock the enemy out. We knock the target out. So there's so much that you can do and so many ways that you can play in order to be impactful. And really, when you're building your second team, when you're thinking about your second squad, think about how you and your allies play together. Think about how you fight together as an alliance, and then use that to your advantage. The people who play alone lose alone. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, you said the magic word for me. And shout out to my engineers out there. Oh, God, I'll be back soon. I'll be back soon, engineer team. Hold out. I'm coming. Coming back. After Warzone Duel, I'll be back.
There you go.
Love those engineers. So important.
They make the difference.
Oh,
They make
they
the
make the war.
difference.
They make the war. Like, this game is just ass backwards. Like, everybody just thinks like it's all about the power. Oh, how much power do you have? How much them engineers, man. So important. So important. And it's not just engineers that are just aimlessly out there. It's not easy to do that, to clear those ruins and get in front and ahead of the other team and be stationed and be ready and constantly paying attention and listen. It's not easy to do. Everybody just takes it for granted, and that's why I'm so happy that they now give them points for Warzone Duel for clearing ruins and stuff. Like, actually give them credit for that. I think they should still have the standings, personally. They have the kill standings and the points you get. I really think they should have a separate standings for like kill rankings for like Warzone Duel and a big fight like that, and then a ruin clearing like stat like ranking. I think they're just totally different worlds, and that's why this game keeps trying to marry the two and like the professions and the thing. That's why I said like this game, similar to like games you've played in the past, they allow you to go down career pathing, right? In games like be a wizard, be a this, be a soldier, be blah blah blah, right? Like, why can't you do that in this sort of game where you pick a career path? Like, you just go down that path of like engineer. That's what you are. And if you choose to be a war leader, you can't then change. You just start building, or at least make it so it's an investment for people to put in points where it's not easy to change. You kind of made a commitment because you started similar to like, let's say, skill points. Let's say you're a free-to-play low spender and you're putting a lot of skill points on one team. Well, you know damn well you can't just shift real quick and get 2 million skill points. You've sit there for months and months and months investing skill points into a team, right? So now you're kind of committed to that team. It's very difficult to switch teams. I'd like to see that with professions. I'd like to see a commitment to a profession where you build up skills and where you build up sets and you commit points or different things that we gather to build it up so that you can't necessarily just choose both of them. And I think it would make, you can put some really cool stuff on that engineer tree, whether it be a tech tree. That's what I really would like to see, is like just if you're an engineer, you get an engineer tech tree. And if you're a war leader, you get a war leader tech tree. And you're able to just do tech, non-valor tech. And that's where the tech goes. It goes into that. And maybe it's working towards increasing your drill grounds, or it's going towards, making you faster for rallies, or making you their death rate increase for rallies, or reinforcing people. Like, there's a ton of things you could do for war leader where you can increase. And then engineers, there's a ton of things you could do for engineers, like crafting blueprints on the base. Right?
Yep.
Like, you build up a certain tech and then you get to craft blueprints on your base. Or you get a valor building that you can create valor on your base somehow. Like, there's certain things that you can do from an engineer perspective that you would build towards by completing the tech. So
I'll give you one revolutionary engineer skill that they could add that would make everyone second guess engineering. Imagine they had a skill. You had to clear a certain number of enemy bases, let's say, or you had to do a certain amount of durability damage. And then there's a skill, you activate it, and let's say it lasts 15 minutes, maybe it lasts 30 minutes, maybe it lasts an hour. And for that time period, you can do direct durability damage without having to hit the enemy troops. It kills all of your troops, so you can't do continuous attacks the way protectors die. But what does a protector do? A ton of damage, and it kills the enemy troops. What if engineers had a skill that let them do durability damage? Let them do durability damage without having to burn troops. And suddenly you'd see everyone and their mom be an engineer, because it immediately would become the most impactful position. Or imagine as an engineer, every day you get a buff like win-win, or you get a buff like cooperative construction. Imagine you had daily durability boost, where every day the engineer gets to pick a buddy. Say, I'm going to add 1,000 durability to your base. By the time you get to the end of the week, you've got 17,000 durability. And you can continue to stack until you lose that durability. How powerful would it be for engineers to be able to stack that onto a player? You can have someone be a monolith or do it for themselves. One of the things that I like that other games will do with professions and skills is that you have to repeat certain activities, or you had certain checks or tasks or quests or missions, whatever you want to call them. And after you do X amount of whatever, you unlock a skill, or you unlock an achievement, or you unlock an ability based on doing the things that make that profession iconic. Like there maybe that, other games have fishing. Okay, fish up 1,000 fishes, you get a better lure. Then another 100, you get a better fishing rod. Another 100, you get better bait. Another 100, you get a bigger ship, right? They can do stuff like that for these different professions, for these different pieces. Imagine your war leaders could specialize in stealing technology, or imagine your war leaders can specialize in stealing strategies or stealing secrets. Imagine that every time you hit somebody, you can reduce, you get a free teleport as a war leader. And every time you deal durability damage, your free teleport cooldown goes down 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever. So that if you're active enough, guess what? By participating in the game and attacking people, you now have the movement and mobility that you would want as a war leader to be able to respond to different stuff. Same thing can happen with engineers. How powerful would it be for engineers to be able to, everyone hates the mummy skill. You can either completely ignore it because you're strong enough to ignore it, or you have to sit there shielded. How powerful would it be for an engineer to be like, you know what? I can deploy a decoy base. It's a base. It only eats one hit. And when it goes, it generates rubble, but it's just a dummy decoy base that looks like me. It pretends to attack, it pretends to walk around, but it just takes up space. Like, how cool. They could do so much
I
stuff
love
like
it.
that.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. I mean, and you have a couple people even in the comments I saw. Who was it? Oh, Stretch saying how the more ruins you clear, the stronger it gets over time. But also just saying like, hey, what's up, compliance? Uh, like the more gameplay rewarded, not just money, and that's a great point. Like the more you play the game rewards you already for doing things like digs, right? Like the more you hang around, the more you talk. What do? They reward you with digs. Hey, there's digs, there's diamonds, there's a party, blah blah blah. Right? Cool stuff. I like it, but it just would be I think it would be more fun that way, to be able to add to the skill rather than just straight power and money. Just get more skill based. I mean, if you want to get strategy, it's more of kind of what you're talking about, is just more skill and strategy rather than you just do it.
Yeah.
So
It would be fun if you could, as a war leader, you can turn on a decoy attack skill, right? Where it just pretends to send out your main march at a target. Right now they have that stupid skill that says like, oh, this is a fake march, and it just creates a line. Okay, but improve that over time, right? Make it so that it looks like I'm sending, like I send one march, but it looks like I'm sending 2 marches or 3 marches or 4 marches. Because as a defender, if you know that this person is sending out a squad, you see that gorilla on the squad, you said, all right, I know that if I just eat this hit, they're going to bounce off my wall. I send my main squad back, and I'm going to have a good time, and they're going to come back burning. Imagine you can send out a dummy version of your main squad. It does nothing, no durability damage, disappears the second it hits you, but you just juke the enemy just to make them think that they send out, and after you give them the pump fake, you can pay them back for that. Like, how much more careful, how much more strategic do you have to be?
and to Rico's point, I think they have it. They do have it where you can send out the decoy. I think you allows you to do it one time. It's kind of like that camouflage, where I think you can only do it like one time, which is why
Yeah,
it's a
and that's the thing, right?
worthless
They
skill.
have the decoy skill. What I'm saying is they can do stuff through the professions where if you use it 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, whatever, here's how it improves. Here's how it evolves. Here's how it continues to grow. Like, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, they can continue to build the depth. Even if they didn't want to invent new skills, they can just add more depth through participating, through using the skills, through leveling up the skills. So you unlock level 2, level 3, level 4 decoy, level 5 decoy, like, right?
Yeah.
And just continue to push through in that way.
Well,
Like, really specialized.
and the other thing I'll tell you that they kind of copped out, they were kind of doing that strategically with the spy planes and upgrading your what do you call it? The alert tower, where it was slowly
Oh
like
yeah.
taking away information. But then when somebody else would update there, they'd get a piece of information back. So then you ended up square, and it was like, well, okay, so now what am I getting out of this? Like, I've upgraded my alert tower. You've upgraded your alert tower. Okay, so we both moved our pawns. Like, what?
Yeah.
Now you've done nothing. We're back to square one. So, I like the idea. I thought it was so cool in the beginning to be like, oh, I can do this and hide a certain piece of data from somebody, right? And maybe that's a skill in and of itself. Like, maybe that's an engineer. You know how they have win-win? Maybe like from an engineer skill, you're allowed to hide all persons' wall and stats for a 3-hour period of time. So during the war, somebody can't check your wall. Somebody can't tell what you have on your wall. Somebody can't tell what you've sent. They have to watch what you send out. They can't just tell by spy planning you. Like, maybe it's a skill an engineer gives to a war leader to hide them.
Yeah.
That makes it
Or imagine how
more valuable.
cool. Yeah, or imagine how cool it would be if an engineer can send a spy plane out to an enemy base, let's say a really strong base, and then for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, anytime they get scouted, it's going to look like the person they just copied. You just clone their wall. You make them think you're the person you're the Justin, right? You're the one with the 100 million march. And yeah, someone that clicks your base will be able to tell the difference. But again, the strategy of managing your wall and playing against it, then suddenly it does become a spy plane. It does become intelligence.
Yeah.
And you does become, the more info you borrow from someone, the better copy of a player you make.
I just think there's more that you can do with things like the alert tower and spy plane, like where we were going with the idea of doing that and checking that type of data. There's just more to us being like going down that road and down that rabbit hole of how to strategically use these things, like especially spy planes. I mean,
Yep.
you see that's what makes things like Desert Storm and Canyon Storm different, right? Because like the boxes will pop up and it'll be like, collect the points, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. All of a sudden, you're testing your spy plane skills. And by the way, also test those spy plane levels. Like, that makes a big difference if you invest in spy planes or you don't when you're out there in Canyon Storm and Desert Storm. 100%, you're beating people 2 boxes. It's not just reflexes anymore to get your plane out. It's their plane is faster than you. So yeah, it's just fun. It's just a fun aspect of the game. It's a different aspect of the game that you just haven't used as much. Like, you think about the week, you have 3 planes on your base. How often are you sending them out? Right? War Fever. You need 3 planes for War Fever. Like, give us something to do with those planes. Like, just make it more strategic and to do like during the war to just spy plane a building. Have everybody worry about spy planing a building. Maybe like as you spy plane some building, it makes it stronger or gives it like leap. They did this in season 6. I don't know if you guys know this, but one of the skills that came up, I can't remember which skill it was, but you spy plane to add strength to that skill, like the shield. I think it was the shield. You add the spy plane adds more strength to the shield. And you can actually do it. You don't have to do it right away. You could do it during the battle. So you can actually have them get rid of Butts' shield, and then you can spy plane add more strength to it, like reset the skill and add more strength to it. So there's just different ways that they were coming up with to use spy planes, and I'd love to see that during a war, during the season, or during an off season, coming up with different things.
Yeah. Like, thinking about the spy planes, there's really a lot they could do with it. Imagine there was an engineer skill, right? Where you enable it and now you can send your spy planes to your allies and you repair 10 durability, you repair 50 durability or whatever. Kind of bring it back to that season 1 where you were spamming an ally to cure virus stacks off of him and you'd see all the planes and everyone was pitching in. How cool would it be if you can keep someone's wall intact by just basically sending all your spy planes to your allies, and maybe it cost you 100 iron or whatever the hell it is, right? But like, there's so much they could do with that to make it more engaging and make it more active and just encourage more, better active play and active participation.
Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree. And compliance, we already talked about the spending, the drone boost. We talked about it earlier. I did mention yourself and how I talked to me and Arrow talk throughout the day a lot of times. We have a lot in common in how we build, what we spend on, and trying to find the best for our money. Arrow, I enjoy talking to compliance because he's just a nutcase with tracking stuff. So I love it. I'm a big
That's
fan
awesome.
of the amount of time and effort and energy he puts in to tracking the things. But he's not wrong. I will give compliance a little shout out here to say he's not just bullshitting you in the chat right now. For any spender out there, they do take away the best spending options, the best bang for your buck. So if you think they're just curtailing the spending, they're leaving a lot of the things out there that people can get. They're still available. They can buy them. They just have to spend more money to get less value. And that's what he's kind of making reference to. So you can go to the weekly and buy some, bullshit that you spend more money, get less product. But all the stuff that's really worthwhile and what they were doing with the bounty hunter, and they're cutting things like you may not even notice, but they give out less tickets per bullets. So your tickets, you're getting less value for even your bullets now. That they're doing. They obviously give you less tickets for the amount of money you're spending with the wandering merchant. You're getting less tickets, and then then you got to turn those bullets that you're spent money on. You're spending the same amount of money. You're getting less bullets, and now you got to turn that into the rewards, which end up cost more than the bullets you're going to get. So I get it. It's stunting the growth, but again, that growth opportunity is still there. You just have to pay more money for it, and that's the difficult pill to swallow. And
it is such a kick in the dick that they nerfed the bond badges on bounty hunter. Listen, it took me
so dumb.
It took me so long to get over losing the custom weekly and the decorate your dreams. So I was like, all right, focus on the positive. You know what? I'm going to shift my focus on the ammo bonanza. I'm going to focus my attention on bounty hunter. Let me get these bond badges up and kind of redirect that. And then sure enough, those bastards decided to drop it down. And the thing is, you're not going to feel it so much earlier on when you're first unlocking your gorilla, because you're just happy to get level 100 all and just unlock the damn thing because it's such a huge competitive advantage in season 3. But we're going into season 5, season 6. And now you're talking about people who are finishing promoting the gorilla, right? They've got level 6 champion going on to level 7. They're going to start running out of reasons to have those gorilla shards. You're talking about people who have maxed out the defensive skills, sitting on a bunch of skills for the gorilla because they need to level it up in order to get that skill. And then the bond rating becomes a huge bottleneck. And once you start clearing past loyal friend and you start working into your bonded partner and, the higher level ones, perfect sync, the purple ones, basically, you just sit there in limbo forever. It's like staring at level 10 drone components. I look at these level 10 drone components and I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to be looking at these level 10 components for a long ass time. Because tell you what, that missile, what is it? The turbo engine has been sitting at 2% for I can't even tell you how long. And I know maybe a year from now, it might be at 50%, 60%, whatever. But I know I've just hit a massive wall, and I just know that the resourcing is just going to get scarcer and scarcer. So you ended up in a big holding pattern. And the exciting things they did by making it so that you can upgrade your drone components and parts is kind of watered down by the fact that it's going to take you the better part of forever to see any kind of meaningful improvement.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, especially on the bond badges. It's just so dumb. I mean, this is why we're unofficial, because and I'm self-aware. I can tell you I'm completely self-aware. I know that a lot of people aren't spenders, and so we don't spend a ton of time. Like, I don't spend a ton of time diving into it. But one of the things I can tell you from a spender perspective, the bond badges thing, so dumb. What a bunch of dummies. I mean, it's just so dumb. It's just people are not going to ever complete the Overlord. It's just crazy. Like, and so to me, my counter to that is, well, then I'm not going to sit there and spend money on the skills. I'm not going to put any black market towards the skills. I'm not. Why? Why would I? The Gorilla's going to be around forever, and you're giving me plenty of skill points. I'm going to max out all of those skill points well before I finish that bond bag, before I finish the bond rating, without a doubt. Those skills are the least of your worries. And I tell everybody, don't worry. You don't ever, when it comes up to skill points, when you're given the option of skill medals for your Overlord or skill medals for your team, your squads, choose your skill squads 10 out of 10 times. There's no reason to choose those Overlord skills. You will get plenty in those gold chests and the purple chests, and they keep pumping in. Sure, it'll take time for you to do it, but who cares? All you got is time. It's going to be around forever. It's not going anywhere.
Yep.
And they're not in cruising. It's not like they're going to have another one. Like, you're just sitting here forever. They've made it. They've made sure of it by some of the moves that they made. The bond rating was just so dumb.
Yeah. That one just really takes the piss.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So the custom weekly is defendable in one way. The custom weekly is only defendable from an angle of, what you have to understand is, as good as the deal was for like a low spender, everybody was getting that good deal. It wasn't just the low spenders. So like the mid spenders, the high spenders, like everybody across the board is getting that good deal. So I think when they were trying to cut down the things and try to prevent people from growing fast, that's what they were trying to, if you're trying to prevent with cutting spending, with the high spending that you're cutting, you can't leave that type of low hanging fruit around, because then the spenders are using that too, right? You need to try to find avenues where, like, a perfect example would be Bullseye. Because if you're looking and saying, yeah, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's no way you can stop help the low spenders or free to play, and high spenders are always going to benefit. Well, no, you do something like they did with Bullseye. Bullseye, they completely cut, and they said, listen, most free to play players weren't getting all that Bullseye for months anyway, right? So why not just allow them to do 20 and get 2 prints and just let them do that once a month? And now you've put free to play on the same level as everybody else, right? Like to get across. And you've cut the high, you've cut the medium, you cut the whales, but you've left free and low spenders where they were. So you've made the advantage where you've kind of stopped everybody else from being able to grab those red prints too fast. So I think that's kind of the goal. And you cut at the same time, you obviously cut the spending. There's some things I don't really have a problem with. I understand what they were doing. And from my perspective, I mean, most high spenders, listen, you're going to be all right. You'll get, I think what it did is put high spenders in a different, at least from my perspective, and I'm told compliance this as well, it puts you in a different bucket as far as where those skins are available in the season and red prints. Red prints have become the real priority. At least they become my priority. I believe compliance has also said he would go for red prints instead of worrying about anything in the season store, because you're limited to the amount of places you get red prints. So you need to focus on filling out your squads and getting those teams. That becomes more of the priority. That's all. And that's kind of where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, the bond badge is just a break. I want to actually, let me go in here real quick. Got stuck in my last one. I was talking. So look at my, I'm going to bring up my Overlord skills right here real quick.
Okay.
And so you can see now, this is Overlord. I do not purchase skills. I never pick them in the black market. I've never picked them when I'm given the option of guerrilla skills versus regular squad skills. I don't care. I never will pick them. I've never purchased them in any like mobilization event, blah, blah, blah. I've just gone the normal route and what they gave me. And then when I was buying maybe like the Friday packs with the special, I think some of the special training stuff, I think I bought, like it just came with them. So I may have just purchased some along, like, because they gave them to me when I was moving my special training at this point. But here are my skills again. And you can see that I'm 38 for armor at this point. I've already maxed out my Brutal Roar. And now I'm 38 on the Overlord's armor. And I have 76,000, so I'm almost to 39 on the armor. And guys, I have not purchased these things. Like, you guys are going to be fine. They're going to keep coming in. And yeah, the other two skills are offensive skills that I don't care about the Overlord anyway. But I will be able to push those too. No problem. Matter of fact, I'll be able to push those a lot faster because those are only 38,000. So I go from having to do 100,000 to only 38,000. I'll be able to move those levels rather fast as we move forward. But the point is, your shards are going to be maxed. Your skills are going to be maxed. But this bond rating, yeah, forget about it. There's just, I can't tell you how long that's going to take. So crazy how long it's going to.
Yep.
And I was buying, if you weren't, I was buying in bounty all the 50. I was emptying every single bounty, and this is where I am right now. So if you weren't, oh man, I can't imagine how long it's going to take you to get to something like Strategic Pillar.
Yep.
It's just, you're going to be stuck in bonded partner forever.
Yep. I was buying the 5 daily when Bounty Hunter came up, and I would focus entirely on bond badges. And I'd probably get maybe 6 or 7 of the way through a bonded partner. Now, granted, I'm almost a year behind where you are, so a year of Bounty Hunter events, right? But all the same, like, there's really nothing that they're doing in order to close that gap. So if you invested early before they made all the changes in the game, then great, you got to where you're going to get, and it is what it is. But then, I mean, I frankly, just seeing the Ultimate Overlord, I don't see where that's, like, I'm convinced Team 3 is going to have full red prints before I'm even knocking on, like, Team Anchor. You know what I mean? Like, it is such a long grind, and it is so slow.
Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, a year?
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe more. Yeah, before that gets completed.
Yep. One of the things I did is, with all the shifts and changes they made, I said, all right, so based on how much Valor I get, how many blueprints I get, what my exclusive weapon shards look like, the Awaken Unlock calendar, when am I going to be in a position where I'm going to hit some of these goals and targets that I have to have 2 fully workable teams and a strong 3rd team? And when will my tech catch up to that? I have all my masteries maxed out, right? Not even full tactical. And really, I'm about 1.5 years away from that point. So I think of, okay, so that means that the players right now going into Season 7 that have that year on me means they're probably a few months away. You know, by the time they get to the end of Season 7 and they're knocking on the door of Season 8, you're going to have low mid-spend players that have that full year of extra advantages of resources and stuff that they've come up that are also going to be not only working on Team 2, but going to be working on Team 3. And so it starts to become, what are the decisions that you make with the resources the game gives you in a way that's going to affect and benefit all of your teams? Because, you know, we talk about how you're going to prioritize your tech and how you're going to manage your tech. But truthfully, that's just, we're all going to arrive at the same answer in the end. At some point, we're all going to have 300% mastery. We're all going to have however much percent in tactical. We're all going to be staring at a full 100% maxed out tech tree with nothing to build that doesn't count Valor. At some point, they've got to do something so that these resources and these buildings and just the progression path doesn't just get completely throttled. Like the things that I expect from Season 7, yes, of course, awakening, new skills, changes, rebalancing, whatever. What I want to see is what they're going to do about the systems that have capped out, like headquarters. We're all waiting for a headquarter 40 update, and everyone's expecting it to cost an arm and a leg and a brand new resource. But that was in the days when they wanted to sell you $200 worth of oil every single week, when they wanted you to throw money at speed ups, at gold, at iron, at bread, so that you can get your headquarters up. They wanted you to spend a couple $100 on hero XP. They're not really following that philosophy anymore. So I really wonder what that next system is going to be, because if it's anything like Awakening, where they just made it a passive part of the game, you participate, you get the resources. If you're stronger, great, then you get them at a faster pace. So your baseline power contributes to your speed and your time. But I wonder what that's going to look like for whatever that next system is going to be, because you got to figure they're going to introduce something in Season 7, right? They have to. What they've given us the overload. They've given us Headquarters 35.
I disagree. I don't think they have to introduce anything. I think the time to introduce something, if they were going to do it, would have been right now. Would have been the off season for us of the season. That now would have been the time that they could have introduced something along the way. And headquarters is the obvious target. Headquarters is the obvious target to go forward. But I got to tell you, as the further you get with us and the closer we get to Season 7, as we're in the off season right now, the closer we march to Season 7, the less time we have to make up things like the resources and speed ups that people use for things like headquarters or buildings or things that you need. So I just don't, I think the headquarters is the only logical movement of this. And like compliance, I don't think they're going to do anything like 350. I think the whales are where they are. I think they're stuck. They wanted to push everything, so they're stuck. I don't think they're in a rush to give the whale. Again, I've said this before. I just told you, Stickman's 141 million march. The average person's march is between 70 and 80 million. Is going to be like, you're going to get the average person, right? So if you're between 70 and 80 million and he's 141 million, I don't care. You're going to argue with me that the average person's march is between 80 and 90. I don't care if you want to argue it's between 90 and 100. You think about how high we have to go to argue at what really an average person is, which they're not. They're not. The average person is 70 to 80. But even if it was a little bit higher, you're talking about 141 million march. You're not going to, what are you going to do? Let that person go where? Where? To 150? To 160? Where does it end? Where's the end of it? Where do you cap it? It's capped as far as I'm concerned. Whatever you can do with your wall, whatever you can do to it is what it is. You decided to buy it out. No one told you to spend 40 grand on tactical, 50 grand, 60 grand on tactical and complete it overnight. And then spend another wallop of money to try to push your drone to 300. God bless you. You had it. You want to do it. Cool. But nobody told you to do it in the game. And if you're stuck, you're stuck. You gave the game the money. They have it. Why do they don't owe you anything for it. They don't, hey, I finished this now. Give me something new. Why? I keep saying for you guys, it'll never end. If you keep going by whales and you keep just giving in to them, it'll never end. They have the money. If they have endless money, then it's just going to get worse. It's just then it's 150, 160, 170, 180. They just keep paying for it. So I'm just saying, don't worry about them. They'll be all right. They decided to spend. They have the strength now. They get to play the game with the strength. That's what they get to do. But outside of that, they're not going to be able to do anything. And I think that's in the best interest of the game. So really, Cero, what you have to figure out is when you say they're coming out with the next biggest thing, or they got to give us something, or they got to do whatever. You have to think of what they can do. What are they going to give us that is not going to be money-related wallop of power that is now going to make a whale 150, 160, 170 squad power, because you're not going to be able to get there. And all the spending and all the nonsense just kind of got thrown out the window because all you did was just widen the margin again. So you either have to come out with something that's going to take a long time to upgrade and do that's not money based, similar to like the Awakening Shards. They can't do anything about Awakening Shards. They're stuck to what they get as far as the season goes when they tell them they can have them, and they give them in the championship duel. And they don't give you any. But they also haven't made that so it's worth 10 million per hero. You know, they made it where it's like 1 million per hero. So, you know, what is the next thing? It's got to be something more aligned of that they can come out with that can't be bought. So that's what you got. And you know what makes the most sense? Again, I don't know what the game's going to do, but what makes the most sense is what we talked about earlier tonight, and that's tech trees.
Yep.
Come out with tech trees. Come out with a war leader tech tree. Come out with an engineer tech tree. Do something along those lines of allowing people to do something like that to complete tech, or do it and just do it like specific. And then I don't know how you gate it. I don't know how you, and that's the problem, right? You have to somehow gate it so it takes a long time to do. And, you know, I don't know how you do that. The only way to really do things around here are to come out with a specific resource, like they did with Awakening Shards. Come out with a specific resource that you somehow control, that you don't allow to be bought in order to build things. And then you control the speed at which that new thing could be built. But as soon as you throw it in a shop, it's over. You're going to gobble it up.
It's true.
So
that's exactly how that'll work.
Yeah. So you can't. So when you got to be careful to me when you say like, you know, we got to get something new, or they got to give us something to do. Listen, you're playing the game. That's what you get. Like right now, we're fighting our fights, we're playing our games, and they can not have us ask for new things if they make the game better. If they focus on different competitions or different ways of fighting on a daily basis, another winter storm, an event, a winter storm within your server where you get to fight each other, or you know, just I don't know, like something different as far as events go outside of Meteorite, and you focus your time on activity, alliance building, server building, and things along that nature, you can get away with not enhancing the game through like another ugly thing that I have to put in my base. So just make the actual game better. God forbid that you take that concept, make the game better. God forbid we do that.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Man, I would love for Desert Brawl to come back. I love that game mode so much. It was so good.
A lot of people did. Yeah, a lot of people did. That's the problem. See, you said it out loud that you like it, and that's typically when they say, uh-oh, don't cross that off the list.
But I mean, I hate it. It's the worst game, and it'll definitely...
That's it.
It's the worst. Make sure you don't force me to play that every single weekend with my friends. It sounds miserable.
There you go. Now you got a shot. Now you got a shot. It's kind of like we say, please don't give us a second winter storm. We don't want any more honor points, please.
Yes, it would be the worst.
We're getting too many blueprints. Free to play to get one extra blueprint, that would be way too much. Don't do that. We'll see if we just did. We'll just see if we did a good community service right there. Zero.
Let's just see. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. When we need for yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with this. I don't disagree with what Compliance is saying too. We do need they do need to make continue to improve engineer, because war leader is just not good. They could use some more points. I told you there's 20 points that I don't even know. I don't care what I do with. By the way, can I just talk about one thing real quick on regards to the profession, the engineer profession? I will give you a report back. I was forced to use my points because I had 20 extra points on the profession. I can't even. Can I see it though? Can I still see the engineering profession without resetting? Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can view it.
Yeah, I got it right here. Okay, give it time to catch up. It'll catch up. So I had extra points, and I told you I was just going to dump my points and see what happened. So just quick, one thing I will give you a report back on. I did random visitors, right? And through my entire, what would I do? 2 weeks, 3 weeks I was engineer before I had to switch back. Whatever I was doing, not one single gold survivor.
You're kidding me.
Not a single gold survivor in the entire time.
Jesus.
Blue, purple, bullshit. Not one gold survivor.
God, that's a damn joke.
So I can confirm with you that any points you're using on random visitor is a complete waste of time. Garbage.
God.
Straight garbage. But I digress. I just wanted to give that report back because I remembered whatever. And I had 28 point, and I kind of just dumped them in because I didn't know what else to do with them. And more to Arrow's point, that the profession itself could use some more like really good skills in the engineer profession that could bump it up even more, because I had extra points that I couldn't even use. And like we talk about all the time is we go over to Arrow says he got one once. One time. Yeah, I'm sure you did. It's in your diary somewhere. But yeah, I mean, we talk about the war leader, and we have all these points, and we can't get enough things to good you use in war. There's so many good things to pick in war leader. You run out. There's good things that you leave on the table when you're doing war leader. And I'm maxed with points, 150. So that profession is just stacked. The engineer profession, I'm telling you right now, this is a perfect example. So what am I going to do? Random visitors, horrible. I think there were like 20 points that I had left over when I was doing it. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with 20? And it was just not a great place to put it. So they can strengthen. So not only do they set this game up where they really put it, towards the spenders, but then on top of that, they stack war leader more than they stack engineer. So
Yep.
I'm still going to be an engineer after saying all that after this season, but I'm just saying, make it better.
Yeah.
All right, Cero, anything else? Anything else to bring to the people?
No, just keep on keeping on. Be good to each other. Hang out in the Discord and hit up Captain Hedgehog's got that dashboard feature on the site. It's been amazing. I love it. It's helped me plan. Be worth your while. If you're one of these guys that keeps a spreadsheet, one of these note takers like Arrow and myself, the dashboard on the Captain Hedgehog site has been a lifesaver. So I definitely check it out.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Captain Hedgehog, phenomenal. Great partner to have. Great dude. Check out that website. Period. No matter what, just go check that stuff out, guys. Guys are always doing something. And by the way, Captain Hedgehog, shout out to him. He has a Discord too. If all you don't know, you can also join Captain Hedgehog's Discord out there. And I'll be damned if I know. Did he name it? Did he give a link out there? We should get a link. Do we have it in the partners?
Yeah. If it's under the partner section, on the Discord, you've got a link. Partner links, and you've got a link to the site and a link to the Captain Hedgehog Discord. He's up to 1,200 members, so let's keep pumping those up.
I'm gonna shoot this in the chat real quick for all of you. Great guy, great stuff. Here is the link. If you are not part of Captain Hedgehog, we bullied him into getting this Discord, so the least we can do for the WWC is go join it and give him a shout out from the WWC. Let him know that you support him from us, and he's a great dude. A lot of stuff, and he listens to any suggestions that you have. So get him out there. All right, guys.
For sure.
So Tuesday, you know the story. You guys could have been anywhere. You chose to be here, and for that, we appreciate the hell out of you. For Cero, I'm QB. 18 is out.